Wow, and of course it's a revolution. It's a beautiful Friday evening. Hello, good evening, and you're most welcome. I'd like to say thank God it's Friday. This is Multi TV, and you're welcome to a very special program, which is part of our build-up to Ghana's biggest gospel event. No doubt about that, it's Adom Praise, and tonight we'll be getting up close and personal with a multiple award-winning international gospel artist. Now, here's why I say he's a multiple winner. You know, 7 Grammys, 39 Stellar Gospel Awards, 16 Dove Awards, and he's smiling already. 8 NAACP Image Awards, 2 BET Music Awards, 1 Soul Train Award, and 1 American Music Award. And still counting, I know. He's the headline act for the 2013 edition of Adom Praise. And I'm talking about my man, your man, Kirk Franklin. How you doing, Kirk?
How you doing, man?
Beautiful, beautiful,
God
beautiful.
Bless you.
God bless you too.
Bless
Great to have you back in Ghana.
Yeah,
and you're
man.
looking amazing and awesome.
Oh man, when was I here?
2003.
2003.
Great.
Wow.
So we'll talk about that some more when we return.
Wow.
But of course, my name is Kwabna. I'm not sure to see Bolore, and I'll be talking to Kirk right after this break. Wow, an amazing video out there, Master. You're welcome back. Now you can join in our conversation on Facebook. You can tweet as well. That's facebook.com/Joy News on TV and twitter.com/Joy News on TV. Later on the show, we'll open the phone lines for you to call and get a surprise gift. I tell you what, you'll love that one. But let me introduce you to my man who's here. And of course, we've all been waiting for this day, and is here. We thank God for his glory and of course message. Once again, you're most welcome.
Thank you, family.
So like, you know,
Appreciate
we do here in Ghana, maybe you were born on a Monday, Tuesday. I learned that you were born on a Monday, so that makes you Kojo.
Kojo.
That's right.
Kojo.
Now tell me about it. How does it
Kojo.
feel,
Kojo.
you know, Kojo?
Yeah.
How does it feel being in Ghana, Kirk?
You know, every time I get a chance to touch the ground of just any country here in Africa, you know, you always feel very humbled. You always feel very kind of a sense of unworthiness.
That's right.
And to know that I've come here twice now. I mean, this is my second time at Accra, and yeah, I mean, how many African Americans get that opportunity? You know, this is like a once-in-a-lifetime chance. So tomorrow, you'll probably have to pull me off the stage. I'll probably be on stage all night.
It's going to be electrifying.
Yeah, man, we got the whole band here, we got the whole crew, and so, you know, we love what we do, and we love who we do it for.
Isn't that great? And for a man who was born in 1970, you know, you started taking piano lessons at the age of 4. And, you know, during your time, of course, growing up, disco music was all about it, and then hip-hop. So, yet your style of music appears, you know, to be heavily influenced by hip-hop. What influenced the choice to do hip-hop flavored gospel music, Kirk?
I wasn't trying to do hip-hop flavored gospel music. I was just doing what was natural to me.
Great.
And whatever was natural to me, that's what I felt like doing.
Awesome, awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. And you did it so well. Are you facing opposition, you know, for the style of music that you do, especially those who say, well, you know, conservative Christians who feel that, oh, he's thinking that rap music is coming from somewhere, and then you doing gospel rap. How is it like? Because for many musicians here in Ghana as well, they're taking a cue from you, they're learning. What is it like to be doing the kind of music that you're doing?
You know, I you know, just had a lot of people say some bad things, and yeah, when I first started, it was rough. You know, a lot of people talked about, you know, that it wasn't church music, it wasn't God music, and you go through that, but that's okay, because you understand that for a lot of people, doing samples and breaks and dancing and your music in church wasn't always acceptable. But you know, that's why we're here. You know, we're here because we know that it's only by God's grace.
Certainly, and you're propagating the gospel, you know, and you're doing it so well. You actually was turned down, you know, your first recording offer was at the age of 7, right, and it was turned down by your great aunt with whom you were living. Looking back, do you regret not seizing the opportunity at the time?
No, man, because, you know, it all works together for the good. Of course, you know, when you're young, you know, you're upset because you want to be what everybody's doing, and you know, I think that she had enough wisdom to know that that wasn't the best thing for me.
Wow. And of course, many albums to your credit now, you've come a long way. Tell us about the evolution and the revolution as well. Spearheading this great movement and saying, I'm doing the work of God and I'm going to put some funkiness into it and winning souls for Christ.
See, that's what it looked like to y'all, but that's not what it was for me. All I was doing was just doing what was in my heart to do. It wasn't, you know, I'm going to do something different, or I'm going to do something special. I'm going to, no, please, that's too arrogant. That's too, you know, I mean, nobody can determine what God is going to do. I mean, you just have to be present. You have to be available. You have to be accessible, and you have to have the heart, I guess, to want to be pliable and bendable. And, I think that God has used my mistakes, because I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. I've had a lot of, very hard things happen in my life.
Like what? Can you share with us? Somebody's watching us now and would like to be inspired, would like to be moved and saved as well. What are some of the things they look at it, some of the rough times, and you say, thank you, God?
Well, I was abandoned by my mother and father. I was adopted by a very older lady who didn't have any money. I have a sister, and we have different fathers, same mother. She was in prison for a long time. She and I together as kids, we were introduced to a lot of, there was some incest that happened in our family when we were kids. There was a lot of immoral things that we were introduced to by older people, whether it's, being very promiscuous or things like pornography, that even happened to us as little kids. I remember, being about 7 or 8 years old when, my sister and I, with some older adults in our family, that were kind of, things were introduced to us very young. And so, I really struggled, with insecurity and esteem. And I was very promiscuous as a teenager and growing up. And so, it's only by God's grace, man. Right. It's only by His grace. And God gave me songs. He started giving me songs when I became a born-again Christian at age 15. But, but even though I was a Christian at 15, I didn't know about discipleship and sanctification and being changed until later on. Because you know how it is in church. You get saved and you think that's it.
Yeah.
But it's not, until later, until your mind gets renewed, by the Word and by life experiences and by the Holy Spirit. And so that's why I'm here, man.
We thank God for that. Let's talk about your inspiration for writing songs. For instance, Imagine Me, part of the lyrics in there, if I remember, is in the place of no insecurities, and I'm finally happy over, what my mama said and healed
what my daddy
did. Yeah. Tell me about the inspiration. Was this song influenced by your childhood, that is your father abandoning the family and your mother telling you constantly that you were an unwanted child?
Yes, I believe so. The song happened, I was walking through my bedroom and I was going into the bathroom and walked by the mirror. And as I walked by the mirror, I stopped and I looked in the mirror. And as I looked in the mirror, the words dropped in my heart. Imagine me loving what I see when the mirror looks at me. Can you imagine me? And that's all I had. That's all I had for a long time. And then I went upstairs and God just kind of gave me more.
Incredible.
More and more and more.
And amazing is all we can say. To God be the glory. How long does it take for you to write a song? Because speaking about your latest album, I know Hello Fear 2011, literally, just drop the first lines of a song along with the melody, on my heart. I sat on my piano and it came. How does it? Tell me about it. Does all you have to do, a couple of months? How do you do it?
I don't know. It is really the Lord who is the songwriter, I believe, and it is Him giving me what to say, and it's Him using me as His pen, and giving me an incredible opportunity to just share whatever He says through me to people, because that's what it's about. It's about the people really getting a chance to hear the heart of God. And I pray that I make Him proud with that gift, because a lot of times I've failed. A lot of times I've taken the gift and I've tried to use it for my glory. Try to use it for my...
We'll come back and talk about the failures and how you pick yourself up and all of that. But of course, I love this next video. A smile.
What's the next one?
That's right. Smile. There we go. I smile. Beautiful video right there. Kirk must admit. Beautiful, beautiful video. And that's why you're on top. You know your game. And I see you making it happen. Now, tell me about it. You were sued by two groups you worked with. We're talking about God's Property, GP in 1998, and also the family in 2000. Do you have any regrets about how the relationship with these groups turned out?
No.
I'll be sincere with me. Yeah.
No. The only regret that I would really have is that it's hard when friends become business partners, because the rules of friendship and the rules of business change. The area of my life that God chose to bless me in was songwriting. And as a songwriter, my life changed very quickly, because the songwriter is compensated different than the person that sings. And so your life changes quickly. And so for your friends that may not, and to be fair, it wasn't the whole family.
Okay.
And it wasn't the whole God's property.
Okay.
There were just a couple of people in each group. And, I think that, to be fair to them, it's, it's understandable. If you don't have anyone teaching you certain rules about music business, you can become discouraged because it's like, his life has changed as a songwriter. He taught me the song, I sang it, and I got paid something, but I'm not getting paid like him.
Right.
And if you don't have good people in your life to kind of teach you what the difference is, you can become very bitter.
So really you don't blame them for it, or you don't have any, you've gotten over that, I think.
Yeah, well, at first I did, because I was much younger, and I didn't understand it because I felt like I was helping people, but at the same time, what people don't also know is that those lawsuits got dropped. Those lawsuits, by the time they got in front of a judge, the judge threw them out. So I was never, found guilty of anything,
Right.
But even with that, I try to be very careful to make sure that I don't make myself sound too good.
That's right.
Or too big, because I have made a lot of mistakes in my life, and it's only by God's grace that I'm able, to still be here. So what I don't want to do is to ever make myself look like the good person and somebody else look like the bad person, because we're all, sinners saved by grace.
And one thing about you, I mean, we see your videos, the energy and everything. Some might misconstrue it. I'm looking at you and I'm thinking, oh, this is a humble guy, very cool, natured guy. You're taking things easy. It's like a sharp contrast. But of course, that is business. When you're on stage and you're doing it for the work of God, the passion is just incredible. And I say kudos to you on that, Kirk. That's a good one. But you said earlier on about being introduced to pornography at a very young age. And I remember in November 2005, you also spoke about overcoming your addiction with pornography on the Oprah show. Yeah. But 2 years before that, you had spoken about it to some magazines. What is your level of addiction? And of course, we want to know, how did you overcome that addiction?
When I was 29, my wife was pregnant with our son, and I was about 28, 29 years old, and I didn't want that to be carried over into my son's life. So I really got serious with my pastor, and he really walked me through the process of really learning what things were spiritually. And so for the last 12 years, I've been able to, to kind of share my story and tell my testimony and give my victory, and just not only with pornography, but also being very promiscuous and, learning how to be faithful to, my wife. And
but you're still doing gospel music, but at the same time not really walking that straight line, still involved in, all this possible stuff that you talked about?
Not because I wanted to,
Yes.
but because as a child you develop, some really bad habits that you carry into your life. And then, what's also, not always fortunate is that you meet a lot of men or a lot of leaders that are, maybe not faithful in their marriages or doing other things. And so you continue in that habit and that lifestyle, and it's not like you always want to be there. It's like, Lord, you want to be different, but you don't have the role models, you don't have men pouring into your life. And I think that's why it's so important for men to pour into the lives of young men.
That's right.
Because, you have so many men like me that didn't have a father, and, you just continue the generational cycle. And so that's why it was important for me to kill that cycle.
How were you able to do it? And that's my question. 12 years now, you're working, you're being an inspiration, you're talking about it openly.
Was accountability. What happened was about 2029, my pastor, I started going to a new church.
Okay.
And his name is Tony Evans. Very humble guy, very good Bible teaching guy. And he became like a father to me. And he just walked me, just through my life. And my wife was my hero, because I was very honest with her. I shared with her where I was and what I was going through, because we'd been married for about 2 years. And then I told her, like my stories, everything about me, I always tell it on myself. Nobody ever found me or caught me doing anything, I always tell it. I always tell it. It's me, and I'm gonna be honest with you. That's how I heal.
Okay.
Like I heal
Bring
as
it out.
it's almost like that I heal as I reveal. Like, how you go to a doctor and when you go to the doctor's office, the first thing that happens is he says what? tell me where it hurts. So that means you have to participate in your own recovery. You have to play a role. And so if you go to the doctors and he say, you know, tell me what hurts, and you go, nothing, I'm fine, then he can't help you.
Yeah.
But if you go to the Lord and say, Lord, this is where I am, this is what's sick, this is what hurts, then as we confess that, God continues and begins the healing process.
You know, this is revealing, and it's one of the, greatest interviews that I've had in my life. You coming out openly to say it as it is without fear or favor. And one thing that's also striking is that not many gospel, artists collaborate with secular artists in the music industry. I mean, secular in quotes. But you have managed, quite a number of collaborations. We can talk about R. Kelly, Mary J. Blige is in there, Bono of U2. I remember, on his rendition of Lean on Me. You've gone and also wrote a song, Joy, which was recorded by the late Whitney. Yeah. Georgia Masqua and all of that. Tell me about what accounts for the seeming closeness with these secular artists.
I don't know. They are just relationships, and they sometimes turn out to be those collaborations.
Right.
But I think it's important to not try to go out and try to chase those relationships because when you try to chase them, then they're not organic. They're not real and genuine. And so, I really try to make sure that I stay in a position that whatever I'm supposed to do, it's going to happen very naturally.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible. And the New York Times adjudged you the best-selling author of your book, The Blueprints.
Yeah.
Yes, a plan for living above life storms. Can you tell us what inspired, the writing of the book and the lessons, it contains?
It was a book that was very hard to write. It took me a long time to write because writing books are different than writing songs. It takes a lot of discipline. You have to take a lot of time into trying to write a book. But I was very shocked at the response and how many people, really loved the book and how many people were really inspired by the book. And so everywhere I go, people bring it up and they want to talk about it. And so,
Amazing.
It's been incredible.
I love that. And we'll be talking about the concert tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And tickets are running out fast. It's unbelievable. On my radio show, calls are coming through. People are buying tickets. People are queuing up. That's amazing and doing the work of God. But let's talk about your upcoming BET show, which was announced in June, Kirk. And it's called what? Gone Gospel? A musical competition which will you will host.
He knows everything. He knows
We've got to be around because it's Kirk that we're dealing with here. So tell me, you're also a co-executive producer for Sunday Best.
Sunday Best.
I enjoyed that one. And you do a lot of stuff, American Bible, I know, and I can talk about a lot of stuff that you're doing. You're hosting. Are you still hosting Sunday Best?
Oh, yeah.
That's right. And are they affecting your shows? your music in any way? How do you plan it? And that's what we also have to learn from you, that doing many things but doing them well.
I am just trying to do whatever it is that I'm called to do with the work of my hands. I'm trying to work and be whatever it is I'm supposed to be, and to try to work in every area that I can. Wow. That's what I'm trying to do.
A man for all seasons, a man of many parts. We have a video to show to, you out there, of course, and our viewers, about people's expectations of tomorrow's shows. I really want you to take a look at the screen, and then we'll be right back.
Oh, wow. I'm so excited. I'm going for the show tomorrow. I'm sure I'll have a lot of fun.
My ticket is ready, and I'm ready for the show. I'm going to enjoy myself. True worship.
I love Kirk Franklin. I can't wait. I got my ticket. Go grab yours if you don't have it as yet. Woo, Kirk is in Ghana. I'll be there live.
I'm very happy today because I'm going for the Kirk Franklin show. I heard he's in already. I can't wait to be there tomorrow, okay? I'm so excited. Woo!
For the revolution.
And I can see you're smiling already. Isn't that great, Kirk?
That's
Welcome
good,
back.
it's
Yes,
good.
it's a good feeling, I must say. Okay, so let's see what's trending. Is out there on social media. And Samuel says that it's amazing. Congratulations, Multimedia, and to Adom for bringing Kirk to Ghana. You're just awesome. And also from Eric Mensah. Eric is actually from Rich, right here in Accra. And Eric says that, wow, one Ghana. And of course, we are all rooting for Kirk. We'll be there tomorrow to support him. And also moving on, this is from Nanaba. Nanaba says that, Bolare, great one, I'm watching you guys, and I just have my tickets. I'm going for more. We'll be there for a great show tomorrow night. God bless Ghana. God bless you and Kirk. Well, that's a great one, and many are looking forward to it. So, considering all the things that you are engaged in, Kirk, Tell me about it. What sort of father are you? Do you have time for the kids? What kind of
Man, I think that a man who fails at being a father is a man that's a failure.
Say that again. I love that.
A man that fails at being a father is a man that's a failure. That, you know, how can they hear you across the water if they don't hear you across the hall? And so your home, your wife, your children, that's your number one ministry. And I would be a failure no matter what I did musically if I lost my family. And I always have that at the forefront of my mind, that my family should always be more important than any song.
That's right.
And so...
Amazing. As we get to wrap it all up, let's talk about tomorrow. And I'll be teaching you how to do some few Azonto steps.
Yeah, man, I want to learn how to dance. I want to learn how to get...
We'll get to do that right here on live television. But tell us, what are we to expect tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow you're going to get 20 years of music in one night.
Wow.
We have to get on that stage and we have to do 20 years. 20 years of music. And so
you're
that's
upbeat about it. You're upbeat and excited about tomorrow.
20 years. I've got to do 20 years of music. And especially, you said I haven't been there since 2003. So
that's
that means
right.
I have...
10 years?
Yeah, I have to do 10 more. Yeah, so it's like I got a lot to do, man.
Sure. Okay, so we're ready. As we end it all up, you know, I want us to do the Zonto.
Okay.
So we'll get up now. We'll get to do it live on television. If you're ready, I'm ready for you.
And you can see how short I am.
So can we have September play for us on Are we ready? Okay, so, you know, you get to, yeah, and do it like that. And you bring it down like that. Yeah, like that. All right, let's go. So you do like this, then do like that.
This is the tribute right here.
And you do.
Am I doing?
Yeah.
And it's about
Yeah. So you do.
go down.
At least that's the first step I'm going to teach you.
And what's the next part? Come on, give me some more. Give me some more. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Am I doing it?
You're doing it. Let's go. All right, there we go. It's Kirk Franklin. Thanks so much for joining us. That's it. Thank you. Good evening, Ghana. And we have a good time. Thank you.